This is a video about a town in western New Jersey called Washington. It's closer to Allentown than it is to New York City, so it's really out there towards the western edge of New Jersey near the Pennsylvania border. I first discovered it when I was shooting a video several months ago in Phillipsburg, New Jersey and Easton, Pennsylvania, and then I was coming back towards the New York area where I live, and I passed through Washington briefly, wanted to try to find an old train station there, couldn't find it, found out later it had been knocked down, but the housing stock and the downtown, from what I saw that real brief time I was there before, looked interesting. So I made the return trip to Washington to see, did I miss something or what else was going on in the town? And I have to say, this is a close-up of the downtown coming in on Route 57, which goes by the name of Washington Avenue. I didn't know that until I did research after I filmed it. I was continuously trying to see a street sign to say what it was called when you're actually in the town of Washington. But Washington is still a mystery to me, even after I drove all around the town and filmed it. I'm still trying to figure out what is the reason that it was built in the first place, and is there some historical significance to the town, and is there something that I just didn't see when I was there? Is something going on unique about Washington? Maybe if somebody from Washington watches this video, they'll be able to write in the comments, oh, you missed this, or, how could you have missed that, or whatever. But I thought it was a nice looking town. It seems like it has a lot of potential, like it could be more of not a major tourist attraction, but a place where there could be some bed and breakfast or something, maybe a few more restaurants. It seems like it has the architecture to build upon, but I just didn't see a lot when I was there. So let me take you around Washington, and you tell me, based on your experience and from what you know about Washington, whether there's more to Washington than meets the eye. All right, I'm in Washington, New Jersey, which is in western New Jersey, maybe like 10 miles from the Delaware River. And I've passed through here once before, and I thought I saw some interesting looking buildings and housing, and I've come back to see if there's more to the story of Washington, New Jersey. So I've just been sort of driving around town trying to get a feel for the place, and I have to say I don't have a real feel for it yet. Don't know if I will get a feel for it. It's got an older section and then newer houses as you go further out from the downtown, and it has some really nice old Victorians. I'm in a lot of regular looking houses here that you see on each side of the street. So let's head back south towards the downtown, and I've looked it up to try to figure out if there was something unique that went on here back in the day that is the reason the town is here. It's west of Mansfield, New Jersey, and east of Phillipsburg, New Jersey, which is right across the river from Easton, Pennsylvania. So we'll go up Route 57 is the main highway that goes through town. I'm looking to see what the street name is as it goes through town, but we'll see here. And anybody who sees me filming will probably wonder why I'm filming this town. What is so special about it? And that's what I'm sort of trying to figure out. It just does have some nice character, a nice feel to it. I'm kind of getting the feeling of like the time I went to Suffern, New York, and I felt like Suffern had a lot going for it. It's right on the border of New York and New Jersey, and some of the nicer former homes here are now funeral homes, like this one here. But some other nice Victorians here in colonial style. A lot of porches. And this house caught my eye, bright yellow. Looks like the Swedish flag out front. It seems like it would be a town that would have some bed and breakfast in it. But I don't know. Maybe there's not enough historical background to make people want to come here to see if they can learn about some history of the area. There's some new infill buildings. You see that in and around town. There's nice wide sidewalks. It could be a nice shopping area, but there's an Irish tavern restaurant, and it had some major railroads that come through. And the reason I was here before is I was looking for the old train station, but it had been knocked down. It was no sooner put on the National Registry of Historic Places than it was knocked down, which you don't see too often. And this is an old movie theater here that is missing the letters on the marquee, the Washington Theater. So if you came here, you can go to that diner over there. And the last time I was through here, I don't know if you could see through, but the line sort of cuts through diagonally, the railroad line, but it has freight cars, grain hopper type cars sitting on the line. Before, I thought this wasn't even used anymore, and why didn't they convert it into a rail trail? But I guess it is used. But it's kind of weird that the train just sits there, and some people who live in the streets right nearby have a great view of train cars out their windows. So let's see, I'm gonna cut back into the historical part of town. So you don't have to go too far out of town to see these new housing developments, both single-family homes and townhouses and apartment complexes. I mean, we are in New Jersey, so there's going to be a lot of people everywhere. A little less so out here out west. It gets into the country. But what people do for a living out here, I do not know. It just seems like it's a little too far to commute into New York City. You'd have to take a bus if there was a bus service out here. There used to be the train service, but no more. And overall, it's a well-kept town. I wonder if people have moved here looking for kind of a older type town, or if they're from here originally. And I'm getting lost in the back streets here. I'll pick up when I get back into the Victorian part of town. There's one of the side streets right off the main east-west street. And this is what I meant when you are living in this particular area. You can look out your window and just see these train cars just sitting there. And then there's some new development here. Looks like it's brand new. They've just seeded the grass. And then some of the side streets are just little narrow, almost like alleyways. So this is a school. kind of a nice urbanist feel here, if that's what you are looking for. Again, another street they can't go through because the school is there. A little tiny side street here. A lot of places to sit out on your porch. Should I go down this other little side street? Give a feel. This is an older home, it looks like, originally. Little park with no name. And there's something straight down here. I'm going to pull into this little dead end just to read the sign. Looks like it's vacant, but what was it? Let's see. This will really make the neighbors wonder what I'm doing here. I don't know. Some ancient home? Maybe like a former hospital of some sort? Psychiatric hospital? I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe we won't see. I'll try to look up, see if I can learn anything. Street, and now we're on Warren Street, and I think we're in Warren County. Belvedere Avenue. Old church. Lots of porches. So if you're looking for a town where the houses have a lot of porches, this is your town. Crossing over Johnston Street. Might come back up that one. There's like a lavender Victorian back in there. Stewart. Go up that one too. So this is the downtown again. This is fire department, post office. Old fountain for horses to drink out of, maybe. Alright, let's make a right here. They do not want to tell me what they call this street in town. I don't see any street signs. Can't tell whether the upper floors are really being used. Oops. Okay. Let's go up Lincoln Avenue. This was a little side street, caught my eye before. It's very nip and tuck. In the next town east of here, Mansfield, they had a new housing development, and the houses were on the modest size, and it said starting in the upper 400s. And I thought, wow, that's not that cheap really for way out here in western New Jersey. This is just one of the streets running south of the downtown. That actually goes through a lot of the streets of little dead ends and cul-de-sacs. It's almost like a little maze driving around. And you go up the hill and across the train tracks that I think is where that, well, that might be a different line than what that train was sitting on in the town, because there's a couple of lines and they crisscross there, which makes me think that this used to be a real rail center. And since we're up at the hill, they call it Washington Heights. Okay, other than homes and some old buildings downtown, I don't see the big attraction to Washington, New Jersey. Where you've got historical homes, but it's like you pretty much have to get in your car to go places to get food and things. Maybe in yesteryear the downtown was more vibrant, but now it's kind of a highway that just sort of plows through town. A lot of American flags there. This is May. Memorial Day's at the end of the month. So we came, we saw, and now we're leaving Washington, New Jersey. It's got its moments. I think it's got some potential. The Laughing Goat, Buttsville Brewing. It's got a couple of interesting places. But it just seems like where a lot of people live ordinary lives. And that's a round trip through Washington, New Jersey. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you in the next video. Here's that housing development in Mansfield that I saw when I was driving to Washington. See that? Mansfield Meadows from the upper 400s. Way out here in western New Jersey. It's gotten expensive everywhere in the U.S.